Hello students, this is Mrs. Williams from Legacy High, and today we're going to discuss angle relationships, or actually continue our discussion on angle relationships. If you can remember, we started off talking about adjacent angles, and remember those were the angles that were next door to each other. And we continue with the angle addition postulate. And remember that this postulate says that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 3. And so if you have a situation like this, we know that angles 1 and 2 will equal the measure of this third larger angle. We continued with angle bisectors, and we said that this splits an angle into two parts. So if we say that this ray bisects, then we know that whatever the measure of this angle is, that's also the measure of this angle. Then we went on to complementary angles, and we said that complementary angles are angles whose sum is 90 degrees. So what we want to do is we want to look at supplementary angles. And any pair of angles whose sum is 180 degrees, it's 180, these are called supplementary angles. So here's an example. If the measure of angle F and the measure of angle G are supplementary, find the measure of angle F. Well, since we know that they're supplementary, we know that whatever they are, they're going to add up to 180. So we can use the angle addition postulate, which says the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is going to be equal to the measure of angle 3, because they're saying that that's the relationship. So this is going to be 180 degrees. The measure of our angle 2, I'm going to call this 2 and this 1, is going to be 132 degrees. And so the measure of angle 1, I can go and call it F. So I'm going to subtract 132 from both sides, and we see that that is going to give us, F is going to be equal to 48 degrees. So the missing measure there is 48 degrees. Name two pairs of supplementary angles. Well, we have angle DEG. Those are supplementary with DEF. And we're going to see how later that when the angles are formed like this, we also call this special kind of supplementary angles, we call this a linear pair. So angle DEG, I'm very careful to put that vertex in the middle, and angle DEF are supplementary. And as I said before, there are other pairs here. FEH and GEH are also supplementary, but so is DEF and FEH, and also HEG and GED. Those are all supplementary angles. And when they are side, I'm going to reveal this. A linear pair is a pair of angles whose non-common sides are opposite rays. So here's a case where the supplementary angles, a special case, they are adjacent and they form that straight angle, then we call the supplementary angles a linear pair. So let's look at an example. I'm going to use this example 5 down here, which says, find the value of y in each angle if the measure of SOP is 7y minus 12 and SOR is 5y plus 12. Well, we first see that this is a linear pair. Their non-common sides are opposite rays. This makes a straight angle, which means that they're going to equal 180. So these are supplementary angles. So the angle addition postulate says the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is equal to the measure of angle 3. And I'm going to make this my angle 1, this one my angle 2, and this larger one out here, the straight angle, which is 180 degrees, I am going to make my third angle. So this is 180. Measure of angle 1 is 7y minus 12. The measure of angle 2 is 5y plus 12. And we're going to set that equal. Positive 12 and negative 12, they cancel. So I have 7y plus 5y equals 180. So I'm left with 12y is equal to 180. And I'm going to divide by 12 on both sides. And we see that y is equal to 15. So the first part of this problem said find the value of y. The second part said to find the value of each one of the angles. So angle number 1 here, remember, is 7y minus 12. Angle number 2 is 5y plus 12. So what I'm going to do is I am going to substitute in for each one of those values. Well, for each y, I'm going to substitute in a 15. So that I'm going to have 7 times 15 minus 12. I'm going to have 5 times 15 plus 12. And so let's see what we have here. This is 105 minus 12. That gives us 93. So the measure of angle 1 is 93 degrees. And over here we have 5 times 15, which is 75 plus 12. And we have 87. So the measure of angle 2 is 87. And we can check 87 plus 93 does give us 105. So these are supplementary angles and also the linear pair. Now, for the assignment, you're going to have 10 questions. And it comes right out on each question, and it says that they're supplementary. I want you to practice showing your work. The measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is going to be equal to, and we know since they're supplementary, 180 degrees. So the measure of, well, 180 degrees, we can just leave it like that. And this is 71 plus, we can make that n is equal to 180, and we can solve. You can see that you're finding the value by just subtracting. Here you're going to have one on number 5 that you're going to actually set up. When they say the measure or angle ABC is 7x minus 20 and angle XYZ is 4x, and they are supplementary. The measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is going to be equal to 180 degrees. Okay, and that's simply how you're going to do this. You have some more to set up, and when you get down to number 10, I've written that one out for you. There seem to have been a lot of questions about that one in class. And I want to say on number 9, please don't get thrown off, but these two also are going to be equal to 180 degrees. It just looks a little different, but good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.